The presentation this evening from Evergreen Solutions is being postponed until October 1st. Thank you.
Okay, website redesign. Rose?
Yep. Can everyone hear me? All right. All right, so the city originally invested $20,000 in 2021 for a new website and 4-year contract with Revise. In 2024, we signed a 1-year extension to review our options. Revise is offering a free website redesign with a 4-year contract renewal. And this is what the web design could look like. So this is the city of Olympia, Washington. This is one of Revise's award-winning websites. As you can see, it's really easy to navigate, really clear, concise images, very colorful. And it's just all around a very pleasing visual website. So this is kind of the vision I had for the city of Garden Prairie. Okay, so with the free redesign, there is a one-time cost of $3,300 for content migration with optional added functionality of $5,800 per year for ADA compliance scans and AI chatbot services. The city originally budgeted $30,000 for the complete redesign from scratch, so this would save a significant amount of money. Today, I'm requesting authorization to approve the $3,300 one-time content migration fee and to approve entering a new 4-year contract with Revise Software Systems for continued support, hosting, compliance services, and chatbot features.
If I could just add to Rose's comments, last year when we decided to renew for 1 year, it was because of some concerns with our current website design and not knowing whether they could provide features and things that we were looking for in a new website. But it's clear from the samples that they've provided us that it has all of the features I think we would be looking for and want in a website design. And it's easy to use, very user-friendly, and will be a great interface with our public and give us additional opportunities to provide information and services through the website. It is item 3 on the board agenda this evening, and we are suggesting 2 readings and approval this evening of the board so that we can move forward quickly with website redesign, but that's at the discretion of the board.
Okay, so reading our packet that we have received here with explanation summary, it talks about budget impact. What is the total cost going to be? Because I'm a little confused. We budget $30,000, but then now it's saying might be 50 to 80,000. What are we? In here, it says 30,000 was budgeted and 25 budget for new website, accounting for select new host and cost of building the new website from scratch. Recent cost estimate, the cost is much higher and ranges between 50 and 80,000.
So that would be the difference between your city administrator, who's not an IT expert, trying to estimate what the cost might be for a new website versus your IT manager providing more accurate and up-to-date numbers on what that website redesign would actually look like. I don't know if you want to add more to that, Rose, regarding the website.
Yeah, no, in today's costs, it would be closer to $50,000 if we started from scratch to do a brand new website.
So I guess I'm confused. Are we looking to start from scratch or are we looking
We're
to
not.
move this? Okay,
We're looking to renew with Revise and
Okay.
save that money.
okay. I just wanted a clarification. It was all in one
Yep.
section there, and it was kind of confusing to me. Are we spending this money plus another 80,000 on top of it? And I thought, well, we got a problem here.
Absolutely.
So, okay, thank you. I just want clarification.
No, I do have a question. I love the visuals of this. What or how are we going to keep the visuals up with the 4K? This is what it looks like. Is that something the city does? Are we hiring some out people to do the things? Like what's the vision for that part?
So the vision is to partner with Revise to make those changes. Plus, since I'm in-house internally, I can do those as well.
Okay, so all the video you can do and all that. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I have a question because I think when we were talking about changing, maybe looking at something different, we were talking about how maybe it'd be nice to have the functionality where residents could like take a picture of something like a big sidewalk crack or something and kind of funnel that through. Is it going to be more, I guess, resident friendly where they could do stuff like that they probably can't necessarily do with the current system?
Yes, so we are currently looking into a concerns software as well.
Okay.
That what we'll do is we'll link it to the site. So residents can still go to the site, but then they'll click on concerns and do, as you said, upload
Okay.
pictures and such.
Okay, thank you.
Is that an extra charge, the concerns piece?
Um,
Or is that part of the application that we're gonna?
So there's two ways we can go about it. We currently have a software system called MyGov.
Yes.
And if we activate that concerns system solution, it would be an extra cost. The website also has it embedded in their current solution, and that would be at no cost.
I like no cost for right now.
Yeah.
So we haven't gotten to that point yet. This is just to move forward with the redesign, but once we get into the redesign requirements, it'll outline what we're going to do from there.
Other than a visual, what other things do you like about this website you can tell us about?
I just like how it's organized. I like the bright colors. I like that it's ADA compliant, meaning it's up to standard of current websites under the Disabilities Act. They just have everything buttoned up. It's a very professional, very clean looking site.
Do you have the mouse?
I'm sorry?
Do you have the mouse to control it?
Yeah.
Like the calendar, is it something that we can, is there something, like I said, there's something on this one that popped to you? I don't know, I like the
I
pop.
just like the simplicity. I like that there's not like a bunch of things going on this page. There's just, a handful of dates with a picture and it's very simple. You click on them and then of course, when they've expired, they automatically fall off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do anything with that when they expire? The date
Correct.
passed, okay.
Yeah, you can set the expiration date for calendars.
Thank you.
Mhm.
That's all I have.
Anybody else? Anything?
I'm just excited about it because that's one of the number one complaints of some of the residents is it's hard to navigate through our websites. And I also believe that if you go on, you can find more than one website for Darting Prairie. I'd like to get that resolved too, that we need one, to eliminate the other one that's out there and make sure we just have one. So if,
Do you understand what he's saying?
That's the first I've heard that, but I'll investigate.
If you Google Darting Prairie, you might get like Mayor Zucker's page that comes up if you Google us,
Oh, gotcha.
or if something like that.
Yeah, it might be a separate page, but it's still linked to this.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That will all be gone when we redesign.
okay.
okay.
We'll go through page by page.
Because, yeah, I mean, the simpler the better. And,
Absolutely.
especially with some of the older residents like myself, we can find what we're looking for, so. Ryan, are you laughing now? Oh, okay.
Another thing to note is that we will be moving from a .org to a .gov.
Are we changing our emails?
The quick answer is yes, but the old emails will still work.
Okay, I mean, I brought that up 4 years ago when I came here that we should be a .gov instead of a .org. for purposes of retention and
Absolutely.
being a government entity. Thank you.
Nope. All right, Bates Road project, Matt?
All right. Just give me a second to set this up.
Time's up.
All right. Hello, everyone. On tonight's agenda, there's an ordinance to execute a surface transportation block grant program agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission for the Bates Road Phase 1 project. This project has been awarded a grant funding by East West Gateway and the County Road Board and will be included in the fiscal year 2026 budget. Now let's start with how the project first got on our radar. Back in 2019, the city created the Parks and Recreation Master Plan, which mapped out priority trail connections across the city of Darden Prairie. Then in 2020, the Vision 2020 Comprehensive Plan was adopted and formally referenced the Parks and Recreation Master Plan as a companion document. That step gave these trail connections like Bates Road official weight as part of our long-term transportation vision. These plans together established the foundation we needed to identify and prioritize future projects like Bates Road. Once a project is identified as a priority, the next step is to compete for funding. And to do that, we have to design projects to score well under the regional and county funding criteria. At the federal level, projects are scored by the East West Gateway through their STP program. They use a 125-point system with most points based on project performance. Things like condition, safety, multimodal access, and cost effectiveness are taken into account. At the county level, the road board also scores and funds projects. Their focus is on improving the overall roadway network, things like arterial road improvements, congestion relief, and safety upgrades. They also give preferences to projects that include bike and pedestrian features, align with local thoroughfare plans, and can leverage other outside funding sources. The key takeaway is that projects need to be designed with these scoring criteria in mind. If they don't align, they simply won't get funded. With that in mind, here's the design concept that was developed for Bates Road that allowed us to score well and receive funding. One of the biggest drivers behind this project is the current condition of the road. The pavement has a pavement surface evaluation and rating score of 4.83 out of 10, which is considered fair and approaching poor. If we don't address it soon, it will continue to deteriorate into the poor range, where it would require constant maintenance and become a frequent source of resident complaints, especially since construction isn't slated until 2028. To address that, the project includes resurfacing the entire corridor with a mill and overlay and restriping the roadway to allow for buffered bike lanes. Currently, Bates Road has 2 travel lanes with a center turn lane. Under the proposed design, we would remove the center turn lane and use that space to create buffered 5-foot bike lanes in each direction. The plan also includes new ADA curb ramps, high visibility crosswalks, and rectangular rapid flashing beacons to improve pedestrian safety. This approach allows us to take care of the pavement needs while also making the project more competitive for funding. Now that you've seen the concept, let's look how this approach impacted the project's funding. The total project cost is about $1.29 million. Of that, $836,000 is coming from East West Gateway and $359,000 from the County Road Board, leaving the city's responsibility for just under $90,000, or about 7% of the project cost. Normally, resurfacing projects like this aren't eligible for grant funding. They're considered routine maintenance. What made this project fundable was combining the resurfacing with the new bike lanes and other safety improvements. which turned it into a complete street style project that scored well under both East-West Gateway and county criteria. We also looked at other options like building a brand new trail alongside the road, but a new trail would have required right-of-way acquisition, utility relocations, and significant construction costs, likely $700,000 to $1 million per mile. By comparison, the separate bike lanes only added about $53,000 to the project, mainly for pavement striping, signage, and minor curb work. And including them is what made the project eligible for grant funding. So in short, by taking a project that needed pavement work and designing it to align with a scoring criteria from both agencies, we were able to turn a basic resurfacing job into a fully funded improvement project with upgraded bike and pedestrian facilities at a fraction of the cost of the city, while also achieving a priority connection identified in the 2020 comprehensive plan. Any questions?
Sounds good to me.
I have some questions.
Go ahead.
Wondering what resident feedback might have been about losing the turn lane in the center and adding bike lanes. Do we know if we've heard anything or not?
I have heard of some already, yes. But prior to the applying for grants, I wasn't here during that time, and there was nothing placed in the actual application that said anything otherwise.
I did see the demonstration how the road will somewhat look. Can you go back to that one?
Yeah, let me figure this out. Here we
Yeah,
go.
right there. Is there like
Whoop. Hold on. There we go.
I just want to, can you go to where the bike lane is on this one so I can kind of see?
On the
Okay,
left, on
yeah,
the,
yeah, on the left. Okay, I see.
oh,
And that's a turn lane. Okay.
on the
no,
existing?
No, I'm kind of looking at the proposal lane.
Okay, right here.
Yeah,
So you can see like there used to be a middle turn lane in the middle,
yeah.
and it's just been completely removed. And they have shifted both the lanes inside and put bike lanes on both outsides with a 2-foot buffer on both sides.
Well, we need, and you said the signage is paid for it also?
Yes, yes.
Okay. No, I'm thinking about what she's referring to, the turn lanes, and I am not in the Ward 3, but I imagine, I don't know, is that street people drive fast on?
No, I mean, I travel that road all the time. I
Okay.
mean, very frequent. I travel that road and I was just thinking back in my mind because there is times I cut through, go over to Winghaven Boulevard and stuff like that. And I've never encountered anybody behind me or waiting to make my turn or anything like that,
Okay.
where it would impede traffic. Like I got a line of cars behind me that I need a turn lane. That's just my personal,
No, I got you.
and like I said, I do travel. That's a thoroughfare for me that I use a lot.
Thank you.
Actually, it's Ward 2.
Oh, Sport 2? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Oh, sorry.
Do bikes go on that road?
Yes, quite often. There's a lot of bikes. I would say, yeah, I wouldn't say a lot, quite a few.
Since this project has come forward, I've received numerous calls from residents that are not in favor of it. They don't want to lose the turn lane. So it may not have come up before. I don't know that people were made aware of it.
Right.
But I've been made aware of it since it's been mentioned.
I guess my question on that though, is there a certain location along that road? Because a lot of the road, there is no turning that it is really needed. I mean, because if there's a section that's or a subdivision that it's really needed, we could always look at acquiring some other land and expanding right there and put in the turn lane, just for that.
I don't think you
portion.
can expand on side going towards Bates because, down towards McClure, because a lot of those houses are lined up
Sorry.
right up on,
Yeah, but on the other side though,
well, yeah, you've got people like you had on Stump Road that have large lots that.
I don't know, it's just an
Yeah.
option that if we can,
No, I
if we
get it.
can
I'm just-
pinpoint where they're looking at, I mean, it'd be worth having the engineer look to see if there's a way that we could put a
Yeah.
turn lane in where the complaints are coming from.
Yeah, and I think it's good to point out that this whole little plan came about from a traffic counts acquired from St. Charles County that pretty much said a center turn lane was not warranted on this street. Now, if needed, we could do a newer, up-to-date traffic study in the planning part of this project to determine that if it is or is not. But I don't know a lot of development that's really grown up on this road to increase traffic. So I would assume the traffic counts would be pretty similar.
If I could ask, what's the concern with the loss of the turning lane? Is it inability to turn? You have to wait a long time because of traffic? Or what's the concern with removing the center turn lanes there that you've heard?
I think a lot of it is just that people can move over to get into that turn lane and the other traffic continue to go. I think at times there is quite a bit of traffic on that road, but it's not a consistent amount of time like we might find on N or the outer road. But at certain times of the day. And then there's also buses that go down that road and need to turn to go into the various subdivisions. So. And I think part of it is the road was redone and a center turn lane was put in. Well, now all of a sudden, the next time there's a grant, the center turn lane comes out and bike lanes are put in. So.
Yeah, like Stump Road had to have a turn lane in the middle and it's a 2,200 long road. Ridiculous. So, I mean, and before your time, I get it. Project was before my time on the board, so I understand that. But it's just interesting. Sometimes they're squeezed in and sometimes they're not. Because the residents were totally against having the turn lane for Stump. And we got it. And I think we were told at the time, it's a grading thing and this is how it grades and this is how you get the most bang for your buck. Which is why I'm asking the hard questions now, because, yeah.
Yeah. And the 89.9 cost to the city is that, I mean, we heard what the cost to the city was going to be for Stump, and it never stated that amount. So how good do we know that this 89.9 is not going to be inflated when the project gets started? Is it just because it's an overlay that it would be easier to continue to keep that at that price, or,
I mean, it's just an estimate. It all depends on the bids. I mean, for Town Square, its estimated price was 800 and something thousand, and the bid came in at 664, so it was actually less.
Okay.
And that's a mill and fill project, so we could assume this estimate's probably fairly close, if maybe a little less. While Stump is a complete reconstruction,
Okay.
they run into a bunch of utility relocates and stuff like that. That stuff's very expensive.
And that's
So-
not going to be the case on this road.
On this road, being a mill and fill, there's no utility relocates. It would be just like Town Square.
The time period is just like that too, right?
See what?
The time period for the,
Yes, it would be much quicker than it could be very similar to Town Square. Town Square is even a longer stretch. So you could think 1 week of paving.
Yeah.
And you're done.
City Administrator Kathy, is it possible to save extra funds just in case the budget goes a little bit higher? Or is that something that we need to prepare for just in case?
Yes, absolutely. Matt, could you go back to the project costs? So we would look to, budget at least 89,000 or 90,000 in our capital budget planning for this. I think we had thought construction would be maybe 3 years down the road for this.
Yeah.
And so we would definitely include cost escalation factors, et cetera, in budgeting that money. Alternatively, if we don't move forward with the grant funding, we would need to budget significantly more just for the road overlay. Certainly not the 1.2 million, but something close to that, I would think. Or are they going to be?
It's pretty close. The additional cost for the buffered bike lanes is only about $53,000.
Okay.
So I mean, if you take those out, you're still looking at $1.23 million to resurface this road with no grant funding. Yeah.
I mean, I understand the concern that the bike lanes are being forced on us in essence, in order to get funding. And it's, you know, a leverage issue. Do we leverage county and federal funding, East West Gateway funding for, you know, a significant project like this? Or do we budget for the full expense ourselves?
Motorized play vehicles. Attorney Young?
Members of the board, at the last Board of Aldermen meeting, concerns were raised and discussed pertaining to various traffic enforcement provisions in the city code that relate to motorized play vehicles and other pocket bikes that specified that the engines in those vehicles had to be gas, where many of them are now electric. So in response to that, we reviewed the code, reviewed statutory provisions, and we have presented recommendations for amendments to the definitions of motorized bicycle, motorized play vehicle, pocket bike, and added a definition to the term electric bicycle, which is consistent with the state statutory definition of electric bicycle. And we have added, and in those regulations now they include both, are inclusive of both electric and gas powered vehicles. In addition, we have amended the provisions of section 310.040 about the use of motorized play vehicles in the city, specifically in city parks, and added class 2 and class 3 electric bicycles and the prohibition on use on park sidewalks and trails. Just for clarification, there are 3 classes of electric bicycles. Class 1 is a bicycle that provides assistance while pedaling only. Up to 20 miles per hour, it will cease assistance. Class 2 bicycles can be used, they effectively have a motor that will allow you to travel at up to 20 miles per hour without pedaling at all. And class 3 bicycles provide assistance only when pedaling, but will cease assistance when the vehicle reaches 28 miles per hour. So the thought on my end, which I'm open to discussion about, was to prohibit the use of class 2 and class 3 electric bicycles on parks and trails. But class 1, which require you to pedal and only go up to 20 miles per hour with assistance only. So it only assists you while pedaling. If you're pedaling slower than 20 miles per hour, would be allowed on trails. This is item that's on the agenda under new business is item 5 for tonight's agenda.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, I have a question. And this might be a stupid question, I'll just say it ahead of time, but motorized play vehicle, does that not include golf carts?
There's a separate definition for golf carts.
Okay. And do some of the same rules apply for golf carts as they do that we're proposing here? I'm just wondering, I've heard like little kids have been riding around, you know, in golf carts, like driving them. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
There are separate definition or separate regulations and specific regulations applicable to golf carts, in particular on the use on sidewalks or city streets and when they are or not. I will say by comparison to other cities, we're more restrictive than some cities, less restrictive than others.
Yeah, I think this is really good, all these definitions and stuff. I think it's going to be a lot helpful to residents. All I had.
So basically, John, the motorized play vehicle and the pocket bikes, which has been the majority of our complaints, I believe. They are not allowed on city streets,
Correct,
nor on sidewalks.
correct.
Okay.
They are not allowed on trails in city parks either.
No. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else have anything?
Yeah, and that was not a change, that exists. And it just authorizes them to post signs if necessary, but we can also, the traffic engineer also has authority to do that as well.
All the questions on that? Okay, number 5, review of the September 17th, 25 Board of Aldermen agenda. Anybody have any?
I just want to comment that item number 1, bill number 2541, which sets the ad valorem taxes for the city, does need two readings and approval this evening due to timing.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Hey,
I have something. I'm requesting 2 readings for the Bates Road agreement as well. No, I'm not. Never mind.
no. Are you not?
I'm not.
No.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
And if,
But no. Won't work.
this change order for Stump Road project, why was that coming into play? Let's see. It wasn't included,
Yeah, it's
initially.
striping and erosion control blankets. Yeah, the striping was a misdesign. They didn't account for all the quantity they put in the plan. So it was striped to plan. The quantities didn't account for it. Erosion control blankets were added due to slopes. It was a better measure. So field engineered to prevent erosion, we use erosion control blankets. Got us a better product. There's still one change order coming. And what I've been told it is a negative change order. So for the underrun and overruns. But
This
for
Stump
some
Road-
reason they weren't combined.
The Stump Road
Yeah, I
project,
know, they drag them out.
this has been a nightmare from when it started.
Matt, can you repeat what you stated about the change order that you're anticipating?
It'll be it'll be a subtraction from the total cost of the project.
That's the only positive I heard on Stump Road project. Because when they first brought it up, I was arguing Weldon Springs Road should be replaced instead of Stump Road as an audience.
Okay. All right, I guess since there's no other questions, we will go to staff communications. City attorney,
I have nothing.
city engineer.
Yeah, just a little update. Post road phase 1's in preliminary design still. The WDG is currently addressing all comments from the city, the county, and MoDOT. Henning Road Trail is also in preliminary design. We received those plans probably 2 weeks ago. The county and I have worked together addressing comments to those. And we plan to submit those back to the designer this week. And then Town Square Avenue, wrapping up a few small little things left, and then we'll hit the punch list and should be closing out that project fairly soon.
City Administrator?
Thank you. Mayor Whitteman, Alderman Detweiler, Alderman Johnson, Alderman Wilson, and City Clerk Clark, as well as myself, participated in the Missouri Municipal League Conference that started on Sunday. Fortunately, the conference was here in St. Charles, so it was convenient for us. Some of the key takeaways were this is a really great learning and training opportunity for both elected officials and staff on key municipal issues: budgeting, procurement, sunshine law and ethics, infrastructure, public safety. It's great vendor exposure. We have a informal opportunity to talk to vendors, get ideas, get suggestions on maintenance and equipment purchases and things like that, that help us not only in budgeting, but just in thinking about things we need to be thinking about in putting together our capital budgets and planning for the future. And then we also get funding ideas. There's often times to identify grants, cooperative purchasing options that help us stretch our local dollars for residents. I also wanted to provide a quick Prairie Date update. It is fast approaching. We are 10 days away. Prairie Day is Saturday, September 27th. It is at City Hall Park. We'll kick off at 10 a.m. with the Oak Haven Montessori Choir and a police helicopter flyover. Vendor booths run from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have all kinds of family activities, including upper limits climbing wall, inflatables, airbrush tattoos, balloon twisting, free tie-dye. We have public safety demos, and of course, food trucks and concessions. We also have a mechanical bull fundraising challenge. This will feature the police versus the fire versus EMS. So come cheer on our first responders in that and help raise some money. And there will also be, for the first time, a Clydesdale appearance. So you can have a meet and greet and photos from 2 to 5 with a Clydesdale. The evening entertainment features that 80s band St. Louis. It starts at 6:30 and there will be fireworks around 9:30 p.m. to conclude the event, weather permitting. And I also want to note we are looking for volunteers for the event. So if you're interested in volunteering and can give us a few hours of your time that day, please contact City Hall at 636-561-1718. The event is free and open to all, and we look forward to seeing you all at City Hall Park on the 27th. And last but not least, I did want to remind everyone we are in the middle of the Darden Prairie Pet of the Year contest. You can submit your photo, name, your pet's name, your phone number, and home address to Nicole@dardenprairie.org, or you can drop it off at City Hall. We have 3 categories, one for dogs, one for cats, and one for other. I'm anxious to see those photos on the other category to see what other kinds of pets we have in Darden Prairie. You must be a resident of Darden Prairie. And anyway, so we encourage everybody to participate that, and voting will be at Prairie Day as well. And that concludes it for me. Thank you.
Alderman?
I do have one thing to all the other aldermen. The Winsfield School District Superintendent has emailed us to let us know about visiting the school district. I would like all of us to go. We can try to schedule so we're not in trouble with our city, but just make sure that we do try to attend that meeting with the school district to make sure they know what's going on in our community. That's my one thing.
Laura?
Yes, I'd like to reiterate on the conference we attended here. It was very good networking. There's a lot of good ideas that we had brought back from that. As the one speaker spoke, don't reinvent the wheel. There are cities that have failed and cities that have succeeded, and networking is the best way to find out what really works instead of trying to start from scratch and reinvent the wheel, which was very important about that. There was other things that we brought back. Also, we were recognized and received the award for our Easter egg hunt, which was very proud to be part of. That was exciting. So hats off to Nicole, she was able to attend also to receive the award, which pretty outstanding.
The only thing I have is I want to remind everybody that next Tuesday evening here at 6 PM, we have the open house to discuss our 10 acres over here, and to get citizens' feedback on what they would like to see over there. So just wanted to put that on everybody's radar, and we really hope we get a lot of people to attend and give us their ideas. So. Okay, that's all I have. Can I get a motion to adjourn the work session? Laura, second by Mark. Okay, work session is adjourned. We will be back by 7 o'clock.